hear me? Mic check, mic check.
Yeah, I can hear you now, but I didn't hear you when you was on it before. It looked like you were still trying to fix it, and it's like 42 late minutes after the fact. So I don't know how you was waiting on me because you was supposed to be saying something so I can tell you that the mic is working.
I could have said, but I didn't have it working. I had it. You know how you go to the menu and it says stop mic and cam? Like I was in the options and I thought you heard that, but I guess when you go into the mic, into that, you don't. If I don't exit out of that, you won't hear me.
Right, I was waiting for you to say something so I can tell you if I can hear you or not, and you wasn't saying anything. So
Yeah, that's because I was in the settings saying mic check, but I guess you didn't hear me. You wasn't
mm-mm.
hearing me say mic check.
No,
My,
I didn't hear you.
I've been like ready though.
Yeah, I had thought you sorted that mic out from the last stream.
It has a short in the wire. Like I really need a new mic. Like if but I can get it to work. I just have to fiddle around with it. I just need a new mic.
Hmm.
It's pretty old, so I don't know what you want to do. But I'm ready.
Okay, well, I guess we can just get right into it since we're already 45 minutes after the fact. So we're talking about FBA debunked and different factors of why FBA should be debunked. And
Correct.
what's one of those factors?
Well, to me, one of the main factors is it just creates more division, you know, than it does anything else. That's like the main to me is just the division it creates. I don't see how it's making. I don't see how it's bringing us together, even as African Americans, quote unquote. You know, I don't see how it's bringing any more unity that we are. I don't. I can't see how it's bringing any unity between us or you know our brothers and sisters in Africa. I don't see how it's. I don't see how we're benefiting from separating, attempting to separate ourselves from, you know, our melanated cousins, our brothers and sisters. So to me, the division is the main thing that I feel like um, is one of the main factors that I feel like it just needs to be. We need to press reset. We need to figure out a different route to go when it comes to that.
Hmm.
I um I stumbled across. Let's see. I stumbled across some high speed stuff, right? Some of the stuff he was doing. I stumbled across some of it, and I was just looking at it. I looked at that one that you told me to look at when he was talking to his dad, and his dad is the prime example of what we as African Americans, whatever we go by so many names. It's hard to even though we one people, we go by so many different names that separate us. You know what I'm saying? And like you were saying, how his dad was so. Um, it comes from a lack of knowledge, really. It comes from a lack of knowledge as far as how he was trying to explain to his dad Africa. You know what I mean? And the dad was like, not really like he didn't feel any connection to Africa. But I feel like the reason why the dad didn't feel any connection to Africa is because he hasn't been properly educated on himself or or Africa, you know. And by default, his dad is a foundational Black American. You know what I'm saying? By default, that's. I think the FBA movement is feeding off of the lack of knowledge of of self. If you ask me. Um,
So I'm going to play that conversation Speed had with his father.
right, okay.
No, you're not.
It's like, yo,
You're an American.
but we from Africa.
Who from Africa? I've never been to Africa.
But you're African. Your descendants is African, Dad.
But
You know,
you know how far of a descent that is, though? That's
1900s.
we talking.
That's not that far.
We weren't African in the 1900s.
I mean 1800s.
Yeah,
It's still
18
African
that's
descent. It's still African descent.
Right, but look,
Just because you
you
wasn't
know how
born in
far-
Africa, you're still an African descent.
all right. But my mom's father's Jamaican. Nana's dad's Jamaican.
That's still Africa.
No,
That's still Africa.
no, it's not. Jamaica
Yes, it
and Africa is not the same.
Africans came to Jamaica, to the Caribbeans. Yes. Jamaica is basically Africa. It's just
No, it's not.
yes, it is.
They don't even speak the same dialect.
I know. I'm talking about the race. Actually,
Come on, man.
bro, I'm not. Yes, it's different culture and different language. I'm talking about the actual skin, the race. At the end of the day, we're all African.
But
Ancestor test results. 100% African.
It's like, yo,
you're an American.
but we from Africa.
Who from Africa? I've never been to Africa.
But you're African. Your descendants is African, Dad.
But
You know
how far of a descent that is, though? That's
1900s.
we talking.
That's not that far.
We weren't African in the 1900s.
I mean 1800s.
Yeah,
It's still
18
African
that's-
descent. It's still African descent.
Right, but look,
Just because you
you
wasn't
know how
born in
far-
Africa, you're still an African descent.
all right. But my mom's father's Jamaican. Nana's dad's Jamaican.
That's still Africa.
No,
That's still Africa.
no, it's not. Jamaica
Yes,
and
it is.
Africa is not the same.
Africans came to Jamaica, to the Caribbeans. Yes. Jamaica is basically Africa. It's just
No, it's not.
yes, it is.
They don't even speak the same dialect.
I know. I'm talking about the race. Actually,
Come on, man.
bro, I'm not. Yes, it's different culture and different language. I'm talking about the actual skin, the race. At the end of the day, we're all African.
But
Ancestor test results. 100% African.
I am African.
So that basically shows you that the son knows a little bit more than his father. How you doing, Dr. Truth Bay? Nice to see you.
Peace and power to the people. What's happening?
Everything is good. We just here trying to scratch our head on FBA.
Yeah. Yes. And it just shows you again, a lot of the FBA fanatics, they don't know their own history. And grateful that Speed's father, I don't know his name, but that he just stated exactly what a lot of people think, but they do not know that Africa is the motherland. We are originators of that. So yeah, it is an eye-opener. Give thanks.
And to add on to that, do you see how the dad was like,
Jamaica's not African.
yeah, that's what I meant by he hasn't been educated on himself or other other melanated people in this area, this diaspora. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't been the origins of Jamaica. Like Speed had to tell him, like, Dad, you know, they wasn't always on that island. They came from. They're also West African. They also came from West Africa. And to even add on to that, like, if I'm not mistaken, those islands like Haiti and Jamaica, and you know some of those other islands that are even smaller, those were the first stopping points of the the slave ships. They stopped here before they came here.
Absolutely. And I'm grateful you said that. A lot of people don't know the first slaves in 1619 in Virginia came from the Caribbean. And so that's my ancestors. You know, I'm actually, by definition, a FBA. I'm not a member or anything, but by definition, my family came from a good ship Desire in 1636 and landed in the Boston Harbor. Traced in my genealogy. That's why it's so important that we have encourage our people to do their DNA and trace their lineage. So because of that, 1636 is almost 17, 18 years after the original slave trade, 1619, right? So we weren't called Haitians at the time. I'm Haitian by nationality, not by default. In 1804, that's when Haiti became a country. But the good ship Desire that took my ancestors in 1636, the island was called Hispaniola. So it wasn't called Haiti at the time, but that's where William Pierce used his cargo ship to get cocoa and coffee and sugar and 11 Negroes. And so that is where my descendants desire someone on a record is case from. So at this point, when I try to explain this, and you can actually look at my story, The Cost of Slavery. The FBA don't understand that you can have a nationality and still be foundational Black American, is what they coin it. You can still be a descendant of slave, but you can adopt a country, just like a lot of people, they trace their lineage to Kenya or Nigeria. So that doesn't delineate who they are as descendants of chattel slave. That's what FBA is. It is a group of people that were affected from 1619 to 1865. And that's where reparatory justice is what I actually fight for as a policy analyst, to see that this group of people that received this treatment through this era gets land, funding, as they say, 40 acres and a mule. Those are the things that right now that we are missing. So that's what I like to see from people like Tariq Nasheed and the FBAnians. FBAnians. I just made up a new word. Give thanks.
That's a good way to describe them. And you're correct. The term foundational Black American was created to basically describe people in the U.S. whose ancestors were enslaved here. It's meant to honor a lineage and struggle, but
exactly,
it's a real valid reason why someone like me, or someone like, because I'm Pan-African, right? So there's a good reason, for someone to have a problem with the fact that I have a problem with the fact that they have a problem with other people of African descent. It's like they try to separate themselves. I just don't agree with that. I just don't see what's the progress.
Yeah,
I can understand us, or we have our own personal struggle because of where our ancestors, what our ancestors went through, which is sort of unique to what someone else's ancestors may have went through. But to separate, make it seem like we are I don't know. It's almost like an arrogance, they're better, or they deserve something more than the next, or it's just some type of weird little separation there that I can't vibe with that. You know what I mean? It's I can embrace my American identity and my African family ties. So I can. What's wrong with embracing both? You know,
Yeah, yeah. So
Exactly.
it is a challenge. But we have to continue to tell our story. We have to continue to tell the truth. And that's what I like to see as an end result is for us to not be divided. And I agree. It is FBA rhetoric. It's like you created a monster, because you got these brothers on these platforms and all they do is tear each other down. There's no respect for black women. It's
Mm-hmm.
like they fish to find some way to disrespect. One of the things that really pissed me off, this was about a week ago, when Tariq was talking to a Pan African lawyer, a young lady from Texas, I believe, who challenged that she would and her team of lawyers would take on the reparatory justice cases for descendants of chattel slaves. So that conversation, it didn't end well because they were, Tariq was bickering back and forth with her and telling her, "Oh no, you're trying to compound ICE situation with this." He wasn't listening, and in the end, she said, "If you pay for our lawyers to start the cases for reparatory justice, then we'll do it." And that's the end of our conversation. She left the studio, and here Tariq is making statements. Yeah, she sounds like a Kamala Harris. Stupid shit. That has nothing to do with
Wow.
what this
And
lady
he
just
has
said.
no plan. Mm-hmm.
No plan. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, brother. You can't be wrong and strong. So this is where I'm challenging Tariq to follow up with her. And the fact is, they didn't even say her name. She just called it a Pan African lawyer. And in the screenshot, the promo for the show, the screenshot, they showed her as an alien, with her Pan African gear. It was just so disrespectful. And this lady is a lawyer, a black woman lawyer. Like, come on now. You
you know,
can't get any
Exactly.
longer.
it's
That's
all
what we need.
that's disappointing. It's almost like they're the black mega. It's almost like they're the black version of what mega is. You know what I mean? It's like
Exactly. Oh, exactly. They are. They're the black version of MAGA.
it's like foundational. When you use that word, like foundational suggests your identity begins in America.
Yes,
But your story doesn't, it doesn't start on U.S. soil. Our story don't start on U.S. soil.
that's correct.
West
That's
Africa
correct.
for the transatlantic slave trade.
That's right. And then I'm glad you brought up that point because a lot of FBAs deny the transatlantic slave trade. Like,
Exactly.
that's insane. You know, we were indigenous to the land. Yes, so black Indians were who we are, but we also were transported from Africa. So it's like for you to deny that, it's just insane to me. And this is what I say: we can't keep showing our face because it looks really bad. I mean, it actually looks good to the oppressor because that's what they want anyway.
Yeah,
You know,
they
uh,
feed right into their trap. They feed right into it.
exactly. So I'm hoping that this year that there'll be a change. But I really would like to challenge Tariq. This brother's in California where I am. I've met him at a repertory task force meeting. So we were part of the charge of AB 3121. And this is the repertory justice study that they did that actually opened the doors for the rest of the nation. But California Repertory Justice, and shout out to Coalition for Just and Equitable California, also known as CJEC. I'm a member of that, in where we are challenging the Black Caucus, particularly to pass repertory bills, at least on a state level. But one thing I want people to know that you cannot have repertory justice or reparations in a state level. Reparations come on a federal level. Federal level. So
Mm-hmm.
HR 194 is that document. House Resolution 194 is the actual document in which we need to sue for our justice, for our reparation justice. So this is all to the black lawyers that's out there. If you're listening, we need them at the table. so they can actually help assist with the lawsuit and make that happen. What do you think, sister?
I think that is fabulous. That's why I sent you the link, because I know you was going to come and drop some powerful jewels on how to handle this the right way, not the Tariq way, but handle it the right way. And a lot of people don't know about these forms you just mentioned. You know what I mean? Like, we really think that we are against the wall with this. I believe we don't think that we could, actually file paperwork against the federal government to receive reparations.
No, that's absolutely the opposite. Absolutely. And so the Pan African lawyer that was on his show, I'd like to know who she is, because she's definitely somebody that can assist with us. Anybody that's a Black lawyer or wants to take up the challenge, we need them to sue for our reparations through House Resolution 194. And then if there's time, we can go over what that is. But go and do your research. Look it up. It is the actual apology. It's the only federal document on record. That's a resolution for the apology for chattel slavery. It is a beautiful document that has brilliantly laid out all of the traumas from 1619 to 1865. They refer to us as African Americans. The first line is actually for those who were treated through transatlantic slave trade from 1619 to 1865. This is the opening line. And because it's a federal document, it doesn't go away. It literally is there for us to use. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So if we're talking about lobbying, if we're talking about getting justice for real, that document needs to be presented and lobbied to the Congressional Congress, which is 120, in Washington, D.C., and say, yes, each descendant of chattel slave deserved $5 million. That is a doable number. That was a research number from a reparations task force in San Francisco. And so the budget of the United States has that. $5 million per descendant of slaves. And when they say, oh, no, we don't have that in the budget. Yes, we do. Because we spend almost $300 billion in military warfare.
Exactly. Like right now, what they're doing.
Yes. So you can't tell me we don't have it. And I want us to really be knowledgeable in the political affairs. So when they try to challenge us, that we got a response for it, and that's really my hope for my people. So foundational or not, tethered or not.
I mean, is there a way we can find out who this lawyer woman is and get her on the show?
Oh man, we can. If I'm looking at the original tape, and that's how messed up, Tariq is. You got this Black lawyer lady on the show, and you just call her Pan-African lawyer. Hey, dude. So
like, there's something wrong with that,
Yeah, that just shows the level of respect. But nonetheless, we should be able to, if you hear me, do the research, and we'll hopefully find out who she was.
It just seems like it's a smear campaign against the word Pan-African, because not only are the FBAs kind of trying to smear the word Pan-African, we have the Indian, the Black Indian smearing Pan-African. We have the indigenous people. Like, we got all these different names.
Yeah.
For some reason, they all have a problem with those who connect to Africa. It's like, so what's that's what they all share in common, right? We got the group. We got the Hebrew Israel. Some Hebrew Israelites running around talking about they're not African. We're not African. We got the Indians talking about they're not from Africa. They don't have any African blood. We got the FBA talking about Pan-African. It's like all these different groups, and we all related. We're all the same. That's what trips me out. We're really all the same people. So why do we have to divide that's just, I don't understand that. And then we bash each other. Like you said, he calls her a Pan-African lawyer instead of giving her the respect she deserves and calling her by her name, right? He has to, and call her a Pan-African lawyer as if it's something wrong with that. you know, and
Right.
it just really hurt my heart to see Tariq Nasheed do that because, you know, the Hidden Colors Hidden Colors was vital to my learning and my you know, my growing with knowledge. It really opened up, you know, he really opened up some doors that I walked through. You know what I mean, with Hidden Colors, and to see him kind of like just go left field with this, you know, it really bothered to see him doing that, and he's dragging people with him. He's dragging people along with him.
Yeah.
And I just wish that we can all sit down and just talk this through instead of, because I'm not here to bash FBA people. I'm just here to debunk
So
some
I
of
have
the points, you know, and the things that I disagree with that movement. You know, like it can be. I don't have a problem with someone calling themselves a foundational Black American. I have a problem with the rhetoric, the disconnection, the need to separate, the need to put, you know, someone else down. You know, it's
Right.
nothing wrong with it's nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't match my identity. It doesn't match
Well, you
my-
see, you see how Dr. Truth Bay just was explaining about how her family came here on 1636 into Boston, Massachusetts. They are the real original FBA.
Yeah. If anybody,
Because if it wasn't for those original ones that came off of that ship in 1619 all the way through 1636 and past, we wouldn't be able to use FBA right now. So somebody had to come first for that to even be real.
right? That,
Correct.
Those are the original FBA.
that makes
We
That's
are
right.
descendants from it. You get what I'm trying to say? Like we descendants from Africa.
because foundational means, you know, serving as the base, core, or a central
Right.
port or something. You know, it describes like something so important that everything depends on it. You know,
Okay.
it's like the starting point of everything that everything is built on. You know, and you're right. If anybody could call themselves FBA, it would be her and her people and her lineage. You know
No,
what I mean?
it would be her ancestors that came off the ship, like how our ancestors came off the ship. My
Right.
whole point is the original FBA are the Africans that were stolen from Africa, put on slave ships, and brought to the diaspora. Those are the original FBAs.
And why can't they? And see, that's my thing, though. So it's like
And
that's
that's why she said earlier, remember she said they were called African American because they know they came from Africa first, brought to America.
hmm
Those are the foundation ones. Those are the ones who was picking the cotton and breastfeeding the white people's children and cleaning their houses. That's the FBA right there. They were stripped from everything. So they had to become foundational Black Americans again. You know what I mean? Because they had everything taken from them. And check Speed out. You see Speed over there in Liberia. He's beating his family that left Ohio and back to Liberia. Why did they go back to Liberia if they was already here? You see what I'm saying? Like, what are you going back to if you're already here?
Right, but that's the thing. It's important that we understand and connect with our original roots. And it's very hypocritical because Tariq was actually in Senegal not too long ago.
yeah.
Yeah, looking very silly. He looked so out of place, like a misfit. He
Yeah,
didn't even look
and
like he
very
was happy to be
disrespectful.
there.
Yeah, and he wasn't really there to connect with the people because a lot of his commentary, you know, was calling them out, you
They
know,
were
and
pissed
saying,
off
you know,
at him.
yeah, and trust me, the Senegalese people, they're like, bruh, I wish you would come back here and see. It's gonna be on site next time. So,
Exactly. And I'm not even
like,
promoting violence, but he put it on himself.
right. So we want to be serious about how we're moving, especially because FBA was coined in 2018. You know, it's not, if it was a movement that was taken seriously, and it all goes
Yeah.
upon the leader. When you start a movement, it's your responsibility as a leader to direct the people and educate them. Now you have all these FBA platforms of people who follow Tariq, which is fine, but they are not educated enough to state, okay, this is what our history is, and then they go and disrespect. It's entertainment. They go and disrespect the guests. Because
I know.
it's more views and it's more numbers when you are controversial rather than
Mhm.
educational. So we need to put that aside because again, it's going in a direction where it's not conducive. It actually is making the opposition, happy to see that it is divisive. Um,
Exactly.
and we can't continue to do that. So what we plan to do, and I'm a person about action, so I teach civic engagement. My main purpose is to really engage the youth in political affairs so they can be well rounded in
Mhm.
changing their governance, to really know what the Constitution stands for, to implement human rights as a law. These are the things that our ancestors, Malcolm X, spoke about. He said it's not a matter of civil rights, it's a matter of human rights, because as the history for us as African Americans, and I don't really even like using that term, but it is the legal federal term that we are described as. So you want to
Right.
use the term that they claim us as to retrieve reparations. We can't
Mhm.
use black. Black is a contra is a color. It's not a nation. It's not a race of people. So that's why it's important that if FBA wants to repair its reputation, that it can do so by really engaging the lawyers nationwide. You have a lot of black youth that are getting their Juris Doctorates. Connect with the universities and have them create a repertory claim, a federal national repertory claim, because we don't need no more
Mhm.
studies. And that's one of the things that they want to keep doing. I said, oh, well, Japanese internment camp survivors, they received reparations. The Holocaust survivors, even though it didn't even happen on this soil, on US soil, they got reparatory
Exactly.
justice. The Indians, the $5 Indians, got their
Right.
reparatory justice. And then you have us when it comes to um, persons of African descent born on American soil. They say, oh, okay, well, we got to still study. We got to study to see the harm. And that's the get out. Even the slave owners,
Mhm.
in a repertory act in the 1850s, they received $300 per every slave that they lost, so they got their repertory justice. But because we're not unified, because we are still
Mhm.
not standing in authority as one, they continue to play these games with us. And it's just continue to cause more havoc and chaos because our people are overrepresented in the jail system. We're overrepresented in the homeless system. And they want to keep us that way because we make money for them in these two systems, and even child protective services. Most of it is a lot of black families, that
Mhm.
have a certain
It's
tax
true.
bracket, and they just drag us into the system so we can continue to make money for it. So that's why it's very serious when you have a platform, and how the FBA exploded. As I said, in 2018, it took off and went viral. So that's why it's important that we relay what the end result needs to be. And so that's again a challenge for those who are listening, that we do need to have those legal minds at the table, presented and lobby at DC, really focus on the congressional party, the House of Representatives and the Senate, in which HR 194 came from. It came from the Senate and the House of Reps in 2008. And get this is the cold part about it. HR 194, House Resolution 194, was drafted by Stephen Cohen. Cohen. Listen to that last name. One of
Mhm.
them. It wasn't one of us. So they know. Everybody
Exactly.
knows that they owe us, except for us. You see. So we got to start capitalizing on it, and that's what the work that we're doing in the next 30 days, actually, in this year, to really engage our people, so we can actually lobby to see reparatory justice come sooner than later.
Mhm.
So this is my question. I have a question.
Wait, before you ask the question, let me just play this clip real quick with Speed meeting his long lost family in Liberia.
All right.
In Liberia at Providence Island. His grandparents originally migrated from Ohio, USA to Maryland County, Liberia. So this wasn't just a random link. It was shared roots from the moment Speed arrived at Providence Island. There was no introduction needed. Speed recognized him immediately. That alone said everything. After the live stream, that they didn't just part ways. Speed and Arma had a private one-on-one conversation at the hotel. No cameras, no pressure, just real talk. The energy was natural, nothing forced, nothing staged, just two people who already knew each other. That's why this moment went viral. It proved this wasn't coincidence or a meet and greet. It was familiarity, respect, and real connection rooted in shared background and prior awareness.
And they were the true people. We are your family. We are also Watkins from Maryland County.
Watkins.
We are people from Ohio and we settled in Maryland. So we are Watkins.
You are Watkins?
Watkins.
The Watkins family.
Watkins family.
From the
What's your
global
name?
side.
My name is Francis Watkins, and this is Alfred Watkins.
These are your family.
So we are your family. We settled from Ohio to Maryland County. So if you are dressed, this is how we dress.
This is how
we the global people.
Yes.
This is Aisha Speed's brother. He met in Liberia at Providence Island. His grandparents originally migrated from Ohio, USA to Maryland County, Liberia. So this wasn't just a random link. It was shared roots from the moment Speed arrived at Providence Island. There was no introduction needed. Speed recognized him immediately. That alone said everything. After the live stream, that they didn't just part ways. Speed and Arma had a private one-on-one conversation at the hotel. No cameras, no pressure, just real talk. The energy was natural, nothing forced, nothing staged, just two people who already knew each other. That's why this moment went viral. It proved this wasn't coincidence or a meet and greet. It was familiarity, respect, and real connection rooted in shared background and prior awareness.
And they were the true people.
We are your family. We are also Watkins from Maryland County.
Watkins.
We are people from Ohio and we settled in Maryland. So we are Watkins.
You are Watkins?
Watkins.
The Watkins family.
Watkins family.
From the
What's your
global
name?
side.
My name is Francis Watkins, and this is Alfred Watkins.
These are your family.
So we are your family. We settled from Ohio to Maryland County. So if you are dressed, this is how we dress.
This is how
we the global people.
Yes.
This is
So you see? I Show Speed understands the whole concept of this thing. He gets it. He understands it.
I mean that one clip right there just debunks
Everything.
a lot of
Mhm.
a lot of the we're not African and we don't have no connection to Africa and we it just debunks all of that, and I'm glad that a young brother like him, because I'm glad that he's able to connect like that and he has a lot of followers, he has a lot of young followers that, that's going to influence them to do research on their connection,
Mhm.
and I'm glad that he was able to, I'm glad that it was meant to happen that way, and because I saw us being led astray even more than what we already have been,
Mhm.
and like the propaganda is spreading through our community like like the COVID or something, it's spreading through our community, and I'm glad that it took somebody like it had to take somebody like him in order to go to the continent and go to all these different countries and get nothing but love and that actually debunked the fact that the prejudging of African people, like here where like people that haven't even ever been to the continent
Mm-hmm.
will automatically just be like, none of them like us. Africans don't like us. They don't like us. They, just because they may have had one or two experiences with someone from the continent that came here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they go through their own little,
Mm-hmm.
to even be here in the U.S., they have to join in with they have to kind of be against us in a way, in order to come here and get loans and open up their businesses, because I'm from LA. I'm from LA too. I'm from Los Angeles too, and it's a large Nigerian.
Shout out to LA. I'm at South LA, baby.
Yep, Lamert Park, Lamert Park,
All right, Africa Town. Shout out.
Africa Town. That's me. Um, I've had some experiences with some brothers from Nigeria that wasn't, but I can see that. I've always felt like if someone tells you something, you know, and you believe it, then you're going to treat, because that's the same thing they do to us. Like all African Americans are violent. All African Americans are lazy. All African Americans, they have these stereotypes, on us too. It's like we'll automatically be like, well, have you ever lived around us? Have you ever been a part of our, have you ever came to one of our family reunions? Have you ever experienced us, or are you just hearing this from like a outside source? You know what I mean? And I just feel like the lack of communication between us and our brothers and sisters from like the islands and from the, from West Africa. I just feel like we need to communicate more with each other and learn each other's differences, because we have more things in common than we have, different that we disagree on. I feel like, and the more we communicate and get to know each other,
Mm-hmm.
it's like meeting just the same way he met a long lost family member. We're family. All we have to do is break that. I don't know if it's a curse or a spell or something, but we have to break this division thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we're the original custodians of this earth, right? This is our earth. This is our planet. We shouldn't limit ourselves by, oh, we're Americans and we don't like y'all and y'all don't like us. And in the minute, as long as we keep doing that, the elites, the elites, the ones that's controlling this planet, the ones that's controlling the economy, the banks, they're gonna just keep playing off of our ignorance. As long as we keep doing this and calling ourselves
Mm-hmm.
groups and saying, well, we got all the answers and y'all don't, and then you guys are, like as long as we keep doing this, we're not gonna get nowhere. But this is what I wanted to ask her, because
What
we
you say?
have names and all these different labels. Do you think that they can, as far as reparations go, do you think they can use that against us? Because, for example, like the descendants of slaves, right? And then, but we have some African Americans or whatever you want to call them will say, well, we're indigenous. We're not even African. We're Indians. We're, uh, so I think they can use that. Wouldn't they be able to use that against us as far as reparations and be like, well, y'all not Africans. Y'all not descendants of slaves. You guys didn't come from Africa, so y'all don't deserve, or you guys can't get reparations because you're indigenous. You're Indian. Y'all got all these different names. We don't even know who to give anything to because y'all not. There's no unity. Like there's no. It's like it's just too many different. Y'all calling yourself too many different things. So how can we give y'all reparations when y'all don't even know who y'all are? To me, I feel like they might. I think they can use that against us if we don't unite under one. We got to sit down and unite under some type of label or I don't really know. But I just feel like unity is the answer, even though it's so hard to do because there's so many things that so many different like tactics that they use to keep us divided. It's always a new group of uh, so-called black people or African Americans. There's always a new group uh, rising, right? That first it was the Indians, now it's the FBA, now it's then it's the indigenous, now it's the every time who don't like
You can't
Africans.
get a break.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like it's just like what's really if you look at it like that, like what's going on here? And
Mm.
you step outside of the African American community, I can see think about how other people are looking at us. It's embarrassing. Like I'm really embarrassed that
It really is. Yeah.
it's embarrassing. You know? It because it's like we the only people that do this. We're the only one like a group of Chinese people can come to this country and I don't care if they've been here 300 years, they're still going to call themselves, they're still going to connect to China. I don't care how many, they can be here 400 years, but they're not going to be like, well, we're not Chinese. We ain't Chinese no more. We don't even like Chinese people, and Chinese people don't like us.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid? Wouldn't it sound stupid?
That will never happen. Never happen.
I
Right.
understand, though. That's what we're doing, but we don't look at it like that. But that's exactly what we're doing. Oh, we're not Africans. Africans don't like us, and we don't like them, and so you don't like yourself. Then you hate yourself. You know, that's really that's to me. That's what FBA people. Not all of them. I don't like putting everybody under one umbrella. I'm sure there's some brothers and sisters that it's not really on that quite like that, but generally speaking, it seems like the Reddit what they're pushing is like it's self-hate because they don't even know they don't even understand that it's actually self-hate. It's actually like they only go back to what the 1800s. They don't go beyond that. They don't go, they don't go beyond. They don't go further back. The further you go back in history, the more connected you are to the continent. They don't. If you notice, Tariq Nasheed, he never goes further. He never goes past the 1800s. He always talks about, from 1800 up to now. He don't go further back because he already knows more than anybody else. He knows that the further you go back, the more African we are. So it's just disappointing. It's embarrassing. I just want to work together. I just want us to come together because it's like nothing is going to change if we don't. Nothing's going to change.
Well, we have Josh Sparks that just came in on the panel. I don't know if he wants to say anything.
Blessed love to each and everyone on the panel, We do give thanks for being here.
Give thanks, John Sparks.
Yeah, man, I love how the reasoning going still, I love what the virgin and the sister in them I say, what the I say and said way, So I'm just taking it in, because recently, I was introduced to the name Foundational Black America, and I was introduced to it on one of my videos that I did on my channel, and I posted that video. I think it was a reel speaking about African Americans, them as taking on the name of a corporation, and that they're failing to realize that the America that they're fighting for, the America that exists now, would not be there without Africa. Yes, so they're not realizing that all the resources, all the things that is fuel America and making America great, make Europe great, is coming from Africa. And if they do not claim Africa, they do not claim the resources to keep up America. And right now, because I'm here in Ghana, there is a lot of Chinese coming in here and building the infrastructure up. They're building a lot of supermarkets, a lot of different buildings and these things, a lot of hotels and all these things here in Ghana. There is the Indians, them coming in too, So what I'm seeing is that Africa is being built by foreigners, coming into Africa and building Africa, but the descendants of those that was taken from Africa is trying to claim another place, and that's the only thing I would say I would have, against, I wouldn't even say against the foundational Black America, because I understand that they love the development. They love how, the diversity of America is, America is a lot different from a lot of third world countries, especially even here in Ghana. Even though the health system is not free, yet still you can go to the hospital and be treated for free and built after. Here, you gotta have your money. If you ain't paying, you ain't getting no care. You will lay right on that bed till you dead.
And that's sad too.
Yeah, so I see the government is also looking into it, I heard, I think as the president was speaking about it, how they want to try and change the health system, because you shouldn't need money to get help, to become healthy, So all these things so America is good. And, what it is just for our people to realize what is really going on. Because it's a war on principles, a war on narratives, And if we go into metaphysics and understand the mind, whatever we're thinking of, once we concentrate on it deeply enough, we will create it. Whatever we're conscious of, aware of, and keep it as, as a reality, we're going to create it. We're going to experience that. And this is what the leaders of the world know. So they push off a lot of narratives. And once you follow their narratives, you are caught.
That's what Yeah, that's what we're stuck in. That's why we can't make any progress. Correct.
Right. And being in America right now, you got to be very careful of all the distractions that they have there. The country is set in a way to distract you from yourself, distract you from your being.
Correct.
You see? This world was not created for us to get up and work a 9 to 5 for a man.
Exactly.
You see it? And once we adhere to that narrative, then it's like, okay, I know like back in like 2014, 2016, it came up on the internet a lot about dismantling the Bible, and all these things, right? But it was strategic. You see in the scripture, it speaks about Abraham, right? And Abraham went to the Battle of Kings, right? And the reason he went to the Battle of Kings is because his brother Lot was captured by the kings who came. He was living in the land of Sodom, and it had like a big, war or whatever. And the kings captured the people from Sodom and Gomorrah or whatever, and is taking them away. So Abraham come and heard that his brother was taken with them. So he had to go now and attack the army and get back his brother. But how did he do it? Because he didn't have an army with him. He had a bunch of shepherds who was tending to his flocks and these things. But how they show you he do it? He went and he got a vision. He went to the Father, to God. Let's put it that way for now. And the vision that God gave him was to go and surround the army, right? And when they surround the army, set bombs, right? And do it in the dark, in the pitch dark, so it could have been like on new moon, when the place is dark and it's hardly any light. And then set off the bombs, sneak into the camp, put bombs in there too. And when they set off the bombs, the soldiers then got up in such a haste, not knowing who is who, start to kill each other. And as they start to kill out each other, thinking that it's the enemy and the enemy is close, that's how they end up winning. They start to retreat. The soldiers retreat. And that's how they say that Abraham won the war. But then when Abraham won the war and he got Lot and he came back, on the way, he met Melchizedek, who is the Prince of Peace. But when he met Melchizedek, he also met the king of Sodom. Yes, right. Now, Melchizedek, when he met Melchizedek, Abraham gave Melchizedek a tenth of the spoil that he got from defeating the soldiers then. The king of Sodom, Abraham took from his men to give the king of Sodom a tenth. When the king of Sodom got the stuff, the king of Sodom said, no, you keep the possessions. I want your person. If guys understand the story, you know. So the king of Sodom wanted their person. Look in the world today. Everywhere you go, you got to have an identification. The king of Sodom, the world, wants your person because your person is the power. Melchizedek is who frees you from the king of Sodom. Now, who is Melchizedek?
That's right.
Melchizedek is your human imagination. Because your human imagination is the living word of God. And from there springs all that you experience. That's why they say, whoever controls your narrative controls your reality, controls your destiny. Because they are putting in place what you think. And once you think what they want you to think, then you would live the reality that they want you to live. And this is what is going on in the earth today. You know, like the brethren and the sister was speaking earlier about the separation and the dividing of the people. They did it strategically.
That's right. It's by design. By design. That's right.
Yeah. So the Indians, them, they gave everything names. The Indians that we know today is not the so-called real Indians. Because like the Virgin was speaking about hidden colors. Remember in Hidden Colors, they tell you that after slavery, right, when they freed the slaves, none of the white people them had any skill. And because they didn't have any skill, they couldn't get any jobs. So the slaves them, who they just freed, was doing all the work and making all the money. So what they had to do? First, they created the union, the labor union. And in that union, they was guaranteed a job. When the land was up for who controlled the Indian reservations, what did they do? They sent all their white brothers to go and pay. It's either $2 Indian or $5 Indian. To pay and be, right, $4 Indian, to pay and become $5 Indian, right? To pay and become, right, to pay and become a documented Indian, so they can rule the land. So most of the reservations them that you see that they claiming to be Indian is white people.
It is.
And the mix with the same black people. And they got a darker tone, they got melanin. And now they're controlling the land. They know these things. You know? So our goal is to free ourselves from the narratives them that is being given to us. This FBA is built off of the narratives that has been given to us. Because for ancient times, all our ancestors, all our freedom fighters, Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X, Martin Luther, all knew that we originated from Africa. Yes, I. Now,
That's right.
how come now these people, these so-called FBA, is trying to claim that we did not originate from Africa, but we originated from America?
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
you know what? You're
crazy.
so right. You know what you're talking about, Just Boss, because at one point Harriet Tubman was talking about going back to Africa, because I think her grandmother is direct descendant from Benin, the Benin Kingdom.
And just like you're showing the brethren, the brethren, what is the brethren name that you show? Because I don't Speed. Is Speed?
Oh, yes, I show Speed, yes.
Right. Look how he went back and he met his family. And so many of us, when we take the trip, I came back here with my wife and we met with our family.
See?
Right now, I am a part of my family here. You know what I'm saying? When you look, I have a picture on Facebook and on Instagram with an old man. When you look at me and him, we look identical. And it's the same family I am in.
And you see that the young man sitting next to Ice Speed that's on the screen, he looks just like Ice Speed's brother.
Wow.
And Ice Speed is calling him in that video, calling his brother to show him his twin. Let me just play it real quick. I'm happy you said that, because now it just gives me a reason to play this video even more.
Brother. I'm about to call my real brother. Yeah. All right, I'm about to see. Hold on. I want to see like what do you do? I'm about to call my real brother, bro. No, Mullen Jack. You're
in Nigeria right now, by the way.
Wow. Yes, he did great.
Jamal, G. Jamal.
What up?
I got your brother here, bro. Well, my other brother.
My who?
My other brother here.
Brother.
Yeah.
Really?
You want to see him?
Yeah. Oh my God.
He look just like you, don't he?
Oh my God, he does. That's weird.
That is
That's
weird.
really weird.
It's not.
Bro.
Why you not out here, G?
What?
Why are you not out here?
Listen to this.
I missed you so much that I had to get my Timu Jamal for you.
Bro, I'm so sorry, bro.
I know, bro. Listen. You actually.
I'm sick about it.
I'm disappointed in you, bro. You got me.
Hey, but you got Timu Jamal, bro. I'm so sorry, man.
Yeah, I do. I got Timu Jamal though, so it's all good.
You got me. So I like that.
Hey, man, happy birthday, though,
bro. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, much love, bro.
Thank you, bro. I'm gonna see you. Hey, bro. Hey, man. Where you at right now? You at school?
I'm at. Nah.
Where you at?
I'm cricket.
All right, bet.
Speed calls his brother.
I'm about to call my real brother. Yeah. All right, I'm about to see. Hold on. I want to see like what do you do? I'm about to call my.
Now
real
you
brother.
see that? It's just showing you that if you want to know something, you go and travel and see for yourself.
And he called his brother and showed his brother his twin. And he said, well, you got me. His brother said, why you're not here? Because, you know, his father and brother were supposed to be there for his birthday. You heard what his brother said? You got me.
You see it?
That was so special.
Yes, this is the thing. And he is bringing to the public or to the masses the truth. And if any one of us, including the eyes themselves, wherever your heart is telling you to go in Africa, go there. That's where you're from. You know what I'm saying? Just trust your inner sense. And a lot of people has beat down the Bible, but the Bible is a book on mind science. Yes, It's an allegorical book on states of mind and how to move from one state to the next. You know? So
Right.
people them got to realize that they got to become Moses. They got to leave from Pharaoh land, leave from amongst Pharaoh, and go back to where they come from. When they go back to where they come from, they will receive their ancestral knowledge of self. Yes, right. So it's certain stages that man has to go through in order to awaken. Yes, right. And a lot of us think that this material plane is actually run by material things, as in gold and money and all these things. But this world is not run by that. This world is run by mind, the power of your thought. Thoughts rule this world. Thoughts and feeling. And once you could refine your thought and feeling, then you could have control, complete control over your reality.
I agree.
And this is what the world leaders know.
That's where they got over matter, because all your mind over all this matter. All of
yes, remember
matter, right? And,
yes.
Yeah, when your mind is over the matter, you can control the matter. You know, that's just
the matter must comply.
Yeah.
That's why they show you the experiment with the particles being shot through the slit and the observation.
When
that's when it
reacts differently when you're watching it, right? When they did, I think I know what you're talking. It was a science experiment with the particle, and it only reacted when you're watching it. It reacted differently when you're watching.
Exactly. So this is showing you that when you are aware of something, when you become aware, consciously aware of a thing, it is made manifest in your world.
100%.
The quantum field of waves is broken down into the particle of the thing that you are conscious of. And that is what this world is. They speak about awakening. When I got my awakening, I got an open vision. And in my open vision, it was showing me the old heaven and the new heaven, and the old earth and the new earth. The old earth and the old heaven being destroyed, and the new earth and the new heaven being created. And in that vision, it showed me that it all has to do with your thoughts. Your old heaven is your old train of thoughts, which created your earth, which is your body, with all the sicknesses, all the pains, all the diseases you have according to how you're thinking. That old heaven has to be broken down. And a new heaven has to be created, meaning a new set of thoughts. You have to become a new being. And then you will create a new body.
Yeah.
Through the neurological patterns of those thoughts. We are able to heal ourselves. We don't need anything out of ourselves. We don't need any herb or anything. We heal ourselves with our vibrational frequency.
It takes a strong mind to want to do it that way, though.
Yes, but practice makes perfect. You don't get it right away. But once you keep practicing, persistence is the key. You see? So today, a lot of people talking about reparation and those things. Reparation is like how you would say a scapegoat. Because the system is not going to give us reparations. You see? Right now, we're living.
I think you missed the beginning part when Dr. Truth Bay was speaking about. I don't know if you heard it or not, But she
No.
was saying that there's a particular way that we have. Go ahead.
No. Well, what I was saying is reparations. Right now, we're living in a free world, right? Where Africans are free worldwide now, right? The only Africans that are in bondage are the ones them who choose to be in bondage. You see it? We are all free. We have choices. If we don't want to be one place, we can get up and move. You see it? But what the world leaders make us think is that in order to move, we need their material things, their wealth, their material money. And the world is not run by money. So that is how they trap us.
Right.
Everyone waiting, want to fight for reparation when we could freely get up and come and create a free state here in Ghana, a free state in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? And actually build and contribute to the country and open things up. We can do this.
Okay,
but
look at it like this.
Government.
But look at it like this, Fox. We get the reparations and then we bring it home and build up the motherland.
Yes, but what I'm saying, we can do that, but how long have we been waiting for that?
Well,
the motherland is right here.
Because there's a proper procedure that we have to do, we have to go by in order to get it the right way. I don't know if you heard Dr. Truth Bay when she was explaining it.
No, as I said, I didn't hear the Empress talking, you know, so I am not speaking against anything that she said.
Oh, no,
but what I am saying is from my experience of what is going on here in Ghana, and how the Chinese them is building and the Indians them is building. Yes, right? And the Germans them is building.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's true.
We don't have to wait for reparation. It's like the brethren was saying, what we're missing is unity. That's all we need.
Right. That's true.
We need one man over here on the land, and we need 10 men over there in America sending him money, having him build up a structure.
True.
Start with one factory, a clothing factory, to make African garments, and employ the native Africans here to work in that place. They will love you. Just yesterday, I come home and I sit down with my son and tell my son, I see a thing today, I go on outside and I go in and pick up bread, you know, because the bakery does bake every 4 days. So as I'm walking the street, I see this little girl in a uniform and something just have me looking at her. So then I see a bike man pull up and stop and talking with her. But that is common here because, you know, everybody basically know each other, and you might see children walking and a guy might be riding on a bike or the Poco V and will just pick them up and take them to their house. So as I'm watching them conversating, I'm thinking that in my mind that that's what they're doing. When I look down, the girl has no shoes on her foot, just some socks on. Yes, and she's going to school like that. Yes, and when I see that, I say, wow, look at that. I say, you can't see that in America. You see it? So it's a lot of work to be done here, you know, but we need the people them that are having the eye to see the work that needs to be done here. The Chinese them, they're not seeing that eye. All they have is business. The Germans them, the Indians them, all they have is business. They're not looking at, oh, look at the economy. Look how the people them are living. How can we better their life? They're just looking at the money. So I sit down and I say to myself, boy, how could I do some sort of clothing drive, shoes drive to see if I can get clothing here so that I can carry to the schools and give to the less fortunate. Set up a place where they can come, because those things are there in America.
Well, let's talk about it now. If you have an idea.
Yes, well, that was my idea. I just thought of it, but I don't know any way of moving forward with it. But as going back to reparation with the doctor, the Honorable Empress, the doc, and seeing that the Jews they receive reparations and such things. We got to look. Who is these Jewish people? Yes, and why it is they was given money, or why are we being given the narrative that Jews was given money, but now you, the Africans who face even worse atrocities, is not being given the money?
Not even land, not even a business, not even free schooling. We're not getting nothing.
Tell me what would that cause? What would that scenario cause? It will cause us to be angry and mad and upset, right?
Yes.
Now, according to mind science, when you're angry and you're mad and you're upset, what happens? You create more of the same experiences of that. So whenever you change your emotional frequency from joy and happiness to anger, to frustration, to stress, to sadness, you are creating for yourself in the future an event or circumstance for you to experience that same emotional vibration again. Tell you, this thing is basic science they're using against us. That's why Willie Lynch said, if we teach them to be like this, 1 year, they will carry it on for 300, even to 1,000 or more on their own. Because this is mind science. Yes, this is mind science.
On with that one.
And if we don't realize this, we will be caught up in another enslavement of the mind. Because right now we are in an awakening.
FBA. That the enslavement is FBA.
That is one of them. That is one of them. The other one is the Galactic Federation. Seeing that they have failed physically enslaving us, they want to do it spiritually now. Like I was listening just a while ago to one of the Galactic Federation ladies who gave an explanation on them. She said that the Galactic Federation is like the police of the spiritual world. I say police to myself here, police in the spiritual realm. How I understand this creation is whatever you think you experience. So that clears up all things. If you're righteous and you think righteous thoughts, you think loving thoughts only, you will experience a reality of that only. If you believe in a world of good and evil, you will experience good and evil. So we don't need no police in the spiritual realm. For we are the operating power. We are the only truth. What we believe is what exists. The world that we live in is a magical place where everyone is having a slightly different experience while living in the same world. And that should tell us something. We have to be mindful. In this awakening, we have to realize what is going on with the narratives that they are pushing. We have to be able to reprove our brothers and our sisters. We don't criticize them. We don't judge them. Because everyone have a right to their own way in creation. And that is what was broken in the beginning. The peace of the land was broken. They speak of it in the Quran. Everyone is free to be because everyone is God. Everyone is consciousness. Consciousness created all things. And every one of us is that same consciousness that created all things.
I totally agree. We're each one of us is consciousness. It's having its own personal experience of itself. But we all
Yes.
are one. We all come
Yes.
from consciousness.
Right. And also, what is so grand about it is that we are all interconnected. So it's like this. And this bring it even more, it's powerful. Right? Each individual is in control of all the people that is in their reality. I am in control of all of you all. You all in control of all of us. And that is how reality works. There is good and evil in everyone.
The same way. The same way planets orbit around the sun, right? You like each one of us is the sun, and then
yes,
everyone around us are the planet. Everyone around us orbit around us. Like you're the master of your universe.
Yes.
I'm the master.
Yes. Totally. Yes. So what you believe in to be true in you is being played out by all of us. What I believe to be true in me is being played out by all of you. It's right. So if I see the world as good only, everyone in my reality has to show me the good in them. It's right. And it takes a disciplined mind to understand and to be able to demonstrate this thing. And that is what the teachings of Christ is about. That's why they say Christ was with the publicans and sinners. He's supposed to be the perfect one. He's not with the nobles them. He's not with the ones who calling themselves righteous. He's with the publicans and sinners, trying to teach them how to live more righteous, trying to teach them how to get what they desire in life. He didn't judge anyone. When they brought the prostitute to him for him to judge, he turned to them and he said, any one of you that is without sin, cast the first stone. From the oldest to the youngest left. He being the perfect one, look at she and say, where is your accusers? She said, no, Lord, they all left. He said, well, I not accuse you neither. You go, sin no more. What is the sin? The sin is to fall short of your mark in life. Fall short of that divine being that you are.
Exactly.
And the only way we fall short is by giving up our person to the system. Being identified now through the system. We are free. We shouldn't have to be identified to travel from one country to the next. It's a reason for this. Our identification is the power that they're using to control us. And we give them our identification easily. From we born, they get our identification. They get our stamp of our soul. All these things are science. They're spiritual science that they're working. You see it before the 1600s. Magic was in the Bible. After the 1600s, they say they got to take it out of the Bible.
Yeah, the Bible used to be a spell book.
Yeah, the Bible is a book of mind science, a book of spells. Every word that you speak is a spell, it's an energy that is creating reality for you. Every word, every thought that you think is structuring one part of your reality.
The tongue is more powerful than the sword.
So it's for us to seek within ourselves. When you go in, that's how you free yourself. That's why they say in the first commandment. What's the first commandment? Okay.
What is it? Thou shalt not.
I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of Egypt, out of the land of bondage. Thou shalt have no other God before me. And what it's saying to you, literally, is I am. Your own divine awareness of being, I am, is who shall bring you out of Egypt, take you out of captivity, bring you out of the hand of bondage. Is you have to do it. And you shall serve no other God but yourself. Because you are in power of you. You are in control of every thought that you think. You are in control of every choice that you choose, whether good or bad. And when you choose it, you experience it. That's why they say, birds of the same feather will flock together. A wicked man will be with a wicked man. He cannot be with a righteous man. They do not have the same feather. They cannot flock together. And that is this earth. It's a marvelous place. It's a wonderful place. Once you refine your mind, you can have whatever you desire here. That's why they keep us working, keep us stressed. We cannot have a peace of mind. If you don't have a peace of mind, you don't have a peaceful reality. And that is fact. Besides, you can go to medicine. You can do what they did with the sugar pill. Give people who is critically ill a sugar pill and tell them it's this medicine, and they get cured. Why? Because they're taught taking this medicine is what healed them.
Yes.
Because they're thinking that this medicine is going to heal them. When they take it, it will heal them. It's all your thoughts. And this is what they don't want us to know. Because when we realize this, we are free. We no longer need them. We no longer need a 9 to 5. We no longer need a job. We can learn to control our thoughts, to call forth and invoke and bring to us whatever we're desiring. Divination, that is our original way. That is the original way of the earth. Divination, calling forth from within. You can see it in the Zulu tribe when they give you their creation story. When they tell you to use Credo Motoa, say in the early times, the earth, Africa where they was covered in a mist. And if they wanted anything in the forest, they will go and stand out the forest and with their mind call whatever it is. And if it's an animal, the animal will come out the forest and bow before them. Then they say that a ship came from outer space bearing these long white beings, call them Chitawuri. And the Chitawuri separated mankind and turned them male and female. No, I could go into that and tell the eyes them about that. That's the same thing what they do in the Bible. Man is created male and female as one. There is no separation between us. We are both male and female, masculine and feminine. And that masculine and feminine in us is what creates our reality, births our son, our child. And this is what the Bible is speaking about. But they took us out of ourselves and separate us. And they say that the female is now called a woman. And they make it seem like the woman is the lesser vessel. So now the male and the female have a contention against each other.
Right.
And when you listen to the Zulu story, that is exactly what happened. They put them against each other. When in reality, the male and the female is one. There is no one greater than the other. We need each other to exist. Yes, right.
Exactly.
Now, in me, man, the mind is Adam. The body is Eve, which is the lesser body, which is the lesser vessel, which if you succumb to the temptations of the flesh, you will fall from your spiritual heights, from your spiritual awareness of self. and you will get caught in your carnal, fleshly body, thinking that it's food that keep you alive. When food don't keep you alive, it's your very word that keep you alive. And you wouldn't know these things unless you practice it. When you practice metaphysics, you will see for yourself. That's why the Bible tells you, Christ say, if you want to know what I do, if it's me do it or the Father in heaven that do it, you go try it for yourself. That's the only way you will know. Is if you will try, is when you try it. And when you try it, you will see that it is the Father in heaven. Now, who is the Father in heaven? The Father in heaven is that power within you that animates you.
The Christ consciousness.
Yes, the human imagination from which all movement springs forth. If you don't have a human imagination, you don't have movement. You don't have nothing. But with it, you have all things. It's the same word. And out of this word, all things were made. Out of this same human imagination, the sun in the sky was made. And the Egyptians know this. They know that the sun in the sky is pure consciousness, a replicate of our human imagination. And whatever we are imagining here in our mind is being transmitted through the sun and directed down on earth for us to experience. That's why you see the Egyptians, them always look up at the sun in praises, because they know that that is their sun that is giving them what they desire. They are God, and their sun in heaven is giving them what they desire on earth.
That part.
This is what is going on. That's why on all the pictures of Christ, they put the sun in the background, because it is the sun consciousness, the Christ consciousness.
Rastafari, hallelujah.
You see it? So it's all about us sharpening our human imagination. We don't need to ask for reparations, though something that it's needed and it's good. And I'm not knocking the doctor. What we need is to come back to self. That's why Marcus Garvey told us, mind creates. How did you think Marcus, back in the 1920s, gathered 4 million people worldwide? And he didn't have all the resources that we had.
And he created over 50 job markets.
Right.
That's right.
He used his mind. He imagined himself in those positions.
That's right. And he
and
did it.
believed that he had it.
He did it, yes.
Yes, and he got it. That's how this reality works. That's how this creation works. You have to visualize it, then feel yourself having it, feel yourself there, and then stay there in thought, and you will get it. That's how this creation works. It don't work no other way. If you continue to fight the effects that you're seeing out there, you will be in a spiral door, going round and round in a circle, down and down and down, and you will never get out. You cannot fight the effects. You have to go to the cause, and the cause is your thought. You see it?
So we have to get a lot of our brothers and sisters on that same like metaphysical understanding of what you think is what manifests. And
yes,
that in itself is what would bring up the concept that you speak on is what would bring a lot of us together if we can just manifest it through what we stop believing what we're told to believe and believe in what we are designed to believe.
Exactly what we choose to. That is what our free will is for us to choose what we want to experience as God. We are consciousness, God, and we are the operating power to choose what we experience in this creation.
But
And you see, I think that's what I Show Speed is doing on a
Yes,
physical level. He's
yes,
tapping into your spiritual mind by doing the actual practical physical part. So
yes,
even though we're not there with him, there were people crying and saying, "Oh, they lied to us about Africa. I'm going to
of
Africa
course,
next year. I'm getting my passport next year." And it's
of
younger
course.
people that's following him. So he's catching his age group, he's catching my age group, he's catching
Hmm.
older people because he had a spiritual connection. He couldn't explain it the way he was trying to explain it to his father. He explained it enough to show that his dad was definitely lost. But when he
Yeah,
went, he's saying, "Look, here's your lookalike, brother. You know what I'm saying? This person looks like you." When he went to Liberia, he's finding family members that migrated back in the 1800s back to
look at that.
Africa. You understand what
Look
I'm
at
saying?
that.
And
Yes.
even this that I have on the screen, this is part two. We heard him talk to his brother. Now he's talking to his
Hmm.
father. "Why aren't you here, Dad? It's his birthday. It's his birthday that
Wow.
day." And this is what the dad have to say. You can tell that the dad is suffering from with self-hate and he got a little coon going on with him, but that's a whole other thing going.
It's the
But let's
cool
listen to
train.
this.
Dad while in
Let me
Nigeria.
tell you something.
Wait, hold on, sis.
Dad. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Dad. I feel good, man. Hey, man, I wish you was here, bro. What happened? We are, man. Thank you, Dad. Thank you. Thank you, Dad. I mean, I just hit 50 million subscribers, you know.
Wow. Congrats to him.
Speed shares a moment with his dad while in Nigeria.
Wow. You see, now that is all that is needed to wake up his dad. You see it. So though his dad didn't know, he wasn't aware, because remember, we cannot blame ourselves for what we went through. We cannot blame ourselves for the state of mind that our people are in. We was hoodwinked, we was bamboozled, we was lied to. And if you
Let it
understand
threat.
this reality, yes, the same lie, if you persist in a lie, it becomes your reality. You see it. So there is
Yes,
no.
yeah, I wanted to implement on that. What ISO Speed has done is the most
Mhm.
important action of opening the eyes of the masses. As the Lord said,
Yes,
the children will lead us, let them be. It is the youth, the
yes,
Joshua
yes,
generation that's going to lead us. And that is what ISO Speed has done. He has done the most important work in history to really
of course.
not only expose the lies, but to connect the young people to the truth, which is what
Yes,
we as adults, many of the elders have failed to do. And this is why I
yes.
say, for our elders, we have to respect them. We have to
Mm-hmm.
love our elders, but at the same time, our elders has failed our youth
Yes,
into
Big
leading
time.
yes.
them to the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why
But
at
Mm-hmm.
this point, divine
mhm.
order, as God is opening up the eyes of how we have to connect. We are one people. We are the original man. And I thank you, Josh Sparks, for the words that you have spoken in truth and power. How
Mm.
this is a spiritual battle. It's not a physical battle, it's a spiritual one.
Mhm.
And when we
Straight
see
up.
the distractions of the buffoonery of the circus that
Mhm.
said, okay, let's put this divisive measure in. And as we say, as FBA, is just a distraction. But what really is the story behind FBA? It is
Hmm.
really looking into who you are, mm, uh, f- uh, um,
Yes.
following your lineage, tracing your past. And that's why it's very important for everybody to go and get your DNA test. If you haven't done that,
Yes.
DNA kits.com. I think there's an African DNA, but there's a DNA kit that is average. You go and you get your lineage tested. You get the kit, you put your sample in it. It's your spit. You put your spit in there, and then you mail it back to the lab.
Okay.
The lab in 8 weeks, it'll give you the first ancestry of your grandfather and grandmothers on both sides. You start there. And then you can go on ancestry.com, the ancestry kit. Go get that. The kit is usually average maybe $99, but if you get it on sale, sometimes they have a Christmas sale or Black Friday sale, you can get it for half off. But I urge everyone, if you haven't traced your lineage yet, you cannot be on a platform talking about Black liberation if you don't know where you came from. If you don't know where you came from. And now we have scientific technology to help us do that. So I urge all of our brothers and sisters to start that. And then you'll see for yourself, you cannot base your lineage on emotion. It is scientific evidence now that is available that can show you where you came from.
That's right.
When we do that, you're going to see a lot of the indigenous, I'm Indian, this and that. You're going to see them trace right back to in Africa. You're going to see them trace right back
that part.
Okay, to Igbo. I'm Igbo. So Haitians, we are made up of Taino. Taino was the original indigenous people of that land before they called Haiti, Hispaniola. But we were brought in from Africa.
Yes.
Shock the Zulu nation, Senegal, Nigeria. And so we got to start playing smart. We cannot be on these major platforms, start spewing divisive measures that are inaccurate, because that's not going to be good. What I can do.
Now, can I
use myheritage.com.
Can I?
Okay.
Heritage.
Yeah, I use myheritage.com.
I wanted to give a shout out to my brother Heru. Is he there? Khufu? Did I say it right? She
said, Hoodoo, right?
I'm sorry, it's the Haitian in me. I'm sorry, my brother. But honestly, my brother for Africa Town. So I wanted to give a shout out to brother Billion Godson. His name is William Campbell Billion Godson. He's actually running for senator of District 55, Senate Assembly seats, District 55 in Los Angeles, and our sister Carolyn Essex that's running for Assembly District 69, which is Long Beach and stuff. So this is an example of our people run for office. As a minister of Black Panther Party, we were a political party. We have to go back to our roots politically in order for us to make a change. And so we are so grateful to have our people that run into office. And another shout out to Brother Isa Shakur, who's also running for Senate District 24. So 2026 is an election year. And how we got to conquer the beast is get inside of the beast to know how it operates and change it from the outside. We cannot stay there and say we are people that don't know politics. When I hear my brothers and sisters say, I'm not into politics, that's a death sentence. You got to
definitely.
Politics means how I live. Exactly. Politics, literally, the definition of politics means how am I living? So when you are living in the hood, I grew up in South LA. When you living in the hood, you got to understand that was by design. Redlining. If you live in Beverly Hills, that's by design. But if you're not living, if you are not learning where their zone, where their neighborhoods were created, it's like eating air, running after the wind. It's like doing nothing. So we must cease that. And I'm so grateful, Sister Negas. I want to give a shout out to my sister. Let's give her a round of applause first and foremost.
Definitely.
That's right, my sis. You know I love you. Big heart for you.
Big heart, sister. If it wasn't for you, and this is why it's so important for journalists, for media personalities to use their platform to educate the masses. Because we don't we are at war on right now. We ain't got no time to be playing back and forth for entertainment purposes. Because the enemy, they are contemplating our fate every day, 24 hours, 7 days a week. So we can be out there marching every day, but not organizing strategically, virtually,
Can
writing
I
our
add
plan.
something to what you say?
Yes, sir.
Can
Yes,
I
sir.
add some right and then you will continue? There is a speech that Marcus Garvey spoke, and he said, he was speaking to the congregation of people, and he said, the white people, what are they thinking? He said they're thinking their own things, them, what they're doing, how they want to do, whatever they're doing. So then he turned and he said, what are we thinking? He said, we are thinking our own damn business. We got to buy black, sell black, be black, and all else shall take care of itself. It all goes back to thought. If we are thinking for each other, we will rise and become the people that we are claiming to be. But many of us is not thinking for each other. Many of us is still going and thinking according to the system way, according to the narrative way. And I love what you said about the politics. If we are, or people decide, say, well, they want to live in the system, then they have to structure themselves in the system too. They have to be able to have a voice in the system that is speaking for them. If they don't have a voice speaking for them, how would they get any laws written for them? If there is not a Rastaman in the Senate, how will any Rastaman laws be made? How will any Rastafari laws be passed? And this is what we're speaking about, why the Black Panther Party was so important and why they used the crack cocaine to break them down.
Yes, sir.
Because we was governing our own communities. We was giving food to the poor. We was feeding our people, governing our people, protecting our people. And the system said no. If we allow them, then they're going to start thinking for themselves.
That's right.
That's what it's about, you know. They do not want us to think for ourselves.
That's right.
And that's it. Remember, you know, I know that I mentioned. Go ahead. You can go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing with you, brother. The Most High in divine order is the one that is before us. So we just got to do the actions. We got to organize.
That's why
we cannot
I was going to say to you.
Without organizing. Yes, sir. And God will do the rest. When I tell you, this is our season, 2026, family. This is our season. Woo, to take over.
And what I want to say to you too, there is no enemy outside of yourself.
Give thanks. Give thanks.
Without confidence, we are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, we have won before we even started. That's how Marcus Garvey did all that he did. With confidence, that inner power that drives and breaks down all barriers that is placed in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Confidence of self leads the way to any accomplishment.
Yes.
So whatever you're desiring, just be confident.
Absolutely. I do implore people to start off small.
Yes.
This fight is massive, but the way that we begin is to learn your local jurisdiction. So whatever city you're in, make sure that you have attended the city council at least one time. Know the councilman, know the mayor, know the governor of your town, of your city, because we cannot continue to move forward in ignorance. So make sure you find out when your next city council is, attend it and sit there. Just observe it, because we are not trained to really absorb political matters. When they're talking about agendas and propositions and equity, That is foreign to many of us, but we have to train ourselves to understand that atmosphere rather than just
Mhm.
arts and entertainment. It cannot be a carnival every day, family. We
Yes.
got to fight our battle. This is a year right now. Do something
Yes.
that is outside your comfort zone. Build
Yes.
yourself up individually because as a team, when you come to the table and unity, you have to be right. You have to be fasting. You got to be prayed up. You got to be ready to add to the brothers and sisters that are 10 toes
Mhm.
down every day. You understand? We don't want
Yes.
to bring our people
Yes.
down. So this year,
Yes.
do something and challenge yourself. That's a call to
Oh,
action. I want you to challenge yourself and
thank
whatever you are
you.
weak in, everybody has a different weakness. Not everyone has the same weakness. Whatever you feel your weakness, work on it yourself and
Mhm.
then come back to the table because there's plenty of events of community meetings we having every week. Just like right now, I want everyone to come to Black Power Radio. We have every Sunday and Monday at 8 p.m. I'll share that link as well with Sister Guest. But I want you to come on that platform. Black Power Radio has been around for over 23 years. It is our Panther radio station. We used to be on Blog Talk Radio, but now we transferred to Zoom and we're live on YouTube, Black Business Matters. But this is a platform where we want our Black youth in particular to talk about their issues, to strategize. We want our elders, our organizers, our administrators, those who are doing real work in the community to gather every week and to speak about current issues that are plaguing the Black community. We want to focus on the 10-point platform. You understand that 10-point platform was important. We want to look at what Marcus Garvey did in the Back to Africa movement, why he did that. We want to give honor to His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie. The Ethiopian World Federation Constitution of 1937 was placed for a
Mhm.
reason. We cannot forget these things. And last but not least, the UNIA was there, Republic of New Africa. You understand?
Yes.
Sankofa. These are things that we have to internalize by building our Black schools, our hospitals, and rebuild our cities. But we cannot do it individually. We got to do it together. Give
That's
thanks.
right.
I
Exactly.
wanted
That.
to, Truth Bay, I wanted to,
Send me the link, Dr.
yeah,
Truth Day, for Black Power Radio for Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays, and I can put it on the screen. Like you can put it in the private chat, and then I'll just copy and paste it.
All right, I will do so right
Or if you have
now.
a flyer or something, you can share it on the screen.
Yes, I'll put that
That'll
in.
be easier.
Yes, my brother.
so I pulled up because you said ancestry, right? That's something I already done
Hmm.
a while ago. So this is my DNA. Basically, it consists of West African percentages.
Hmm. There
Um,
you go.
and that's my connection. I, for like the majority of my life, I thought that I thought I had some Native American in me because my grandmom was, light skinned with straight hair and like a pointy nose. And
Hmm.
come to find out that I'm basically a mixture of West African and European. You know what I'm saying? You know where
There
Yes.
you go.
the
That
Yeah.
comes from. You know what I'm
exactly. Yes,
saying? So,
sir.
you know,
Hmm.
I suggest other African Americans take their DNA test, but there are some out there that say DNA is not real and it's fake and it's a hoax and it's a scam. You know what I mean? They won't even. Some people don't even want to believe science. They want to say it's
Right.
the man's science, but science.
Yes.
The white man did not create science. We actually created science. You
You
That's
know.
see
right.
it.
So
Emotep and the whole of them.
yeah, so that's very disappointing that you lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. Really,
That's right.
and then
Hmm.
Billion. I've been knowing Billion. Like this is not a coincidence that you come on this show right tonight because Billion and like I grew up in Lamert Park since like I was like 8 years old. I've been knowing Billion since I was 8 years old. Like I used to play basketball with him at Ladera Park. Like he knows me He been knowing me like since I was 8 years old, and it's weird that you mention him because that just goes to show the how the universe works and the connect. We're and like the brethren Jah was saying, we're all connected, whether we know it or not. We're all connected, one way or the
That's
other.
right.
To find that, we have to find that connection that we all have because it's there, you know.
Yes.
So it like struck a nerve when she told me, brother Billion. You know, that's my big brother. Like I grew up with him. You know what I mean?
That's right. He needs to
Yeah.
be on the show next week. We need to bring them all on. Carolyn, Billion, Brother
Yeah,
Ray.
make it happen. Make it happen, sis, and let me know.
All right, let's do a part 2. That's right. They need to
Ask
be
him,
up on it.
ask him
Part
about,
2 for sure.
look, ask Billion about
Good
Khalid.
times.
Ask Billion about Khalid and Waleed. Waleed is my brother's name, and
Mm.
Khalid is my government name, right? Ask him about them. He's gonna tell you, like, oh man, like that's gonna take him way back. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just how we're all connected. It's not a coincidence, you know. Like so,
Yes.
that just really made me feel like I'm on the right path. We're on when things like that happen. It's not by coincidence, you know. When situations like this happen, it's not by coincidence. So, yeah, I just wanted to share a little of my DNA with you guys,
Okay.
and that was my. And then also, I recently got back from Ethiopia. I was in Ethiopia last September of last year during the New
Wow.
Year's, and you know, that was my first time traveling to Africa. That was my first connection to Africa. I went
Mm.
to Ethiopia, and
Yes.
when I got there, I also had certain. I had to like humble myself because you know, just being quote unquote an American, right? I had
Mm.
certain stereotypes in the back of my mind of what I
Yes.
thought Africa would be like. But when I got
Yes.
there and I was treated better by them than I was treated by my own
Wow.
here. You know, I didn't get one sense of we don't like you or you're different or you're. I didn't get no sense of any of that. Like I felt like
Wow.
automatic, even though my DNA is from West Africa, I still felt like um, family
You
there.
should go where
Yeah,
your
you
DNA.
was born.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying, and it's like I had to unlearn. I had to unlearn
Hmm.
what I was taught or what
Yes.
I was told about people from the continent. You know what I mean? Like, and it's changed me for. And my trip to Ethiopia changed my life forever. Like, just the experience. You know what I mean? And just getting off of the plane and feeling the sun. Even the sun felt
Hmm.
different. Even the rays from the sun
Wow.
felt nurturing. You know, even the
Wow.
air, everything was just. It was almost like leaving out of a bubble. The bubble created by the West. It's like
Yes.
a field. It's like a illusion
Yes.
force field.
An energy field.
Yeah, that's the best. It was a
Mhm.
once I left
Yes.
and I landed on the continent. It was it,
Uh-huh.
I it gives me chills. It gives me chills because I can't really explain the feeling. English words, the English language. There are no words to really explain it. So I'm trying to like
It's
articulate.
like a connection. Your DNA has
You
been
get you got
activated.
your first taste of real reality
Yeah,
because
it
all
reactivated.
the frequencies and stuff like that is not transmitting there like that. The
Mm-hmm.
place is not developed as the West. So you don't have all the different frequencies,
Yes,
these electromagnetic frequencies that is full in America, from the cameras to you name it, the TVs, the cell phones, all these things. And you
Right.
in the city, the
Social.
amount, hey, I'm telling you, that energy field
so
is very stressful upon your body.
man, I didn't want to come back. I didn't want to leave. Like
Telling you.
if I didn't have like kids here and family and responsibility,
Uh,
I would have just been an immigrant in Ethiopia. I would have just overstayed my visa and stay. That's how that's how at home I felt. Like I never felt nothing like that.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
I put my feet in the dirt. Like I took my shoes off and I put my feet in the soil, and I just felt like a new person. Like I just felt that it was
Wow.
from the earth, from the
Yes.
soil. You know what I mean? It was like a really beautiful experience, and that's what people, that's what the FBA people that are FBA or whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to label it. I mean, they need to experience that for themselves. There's no way
Yeah.
you go there and get nothing but love. Just like I Show Speed, they all showed me. They rolled out the red carpet for me.
Yes.
Nobody
Yes.
said we're better than you or you're better than us. I didn't get any of that. I got like treated like a straight brother. You know what I mean? They
Yes.
felt,
And
Right,
you had to
right.
go there to experience it.
yeah. I got nothing, but I got more love there, and I was only there like a week and a half, but I got
Wow.
more love there than I
Hmm.
got 20 years of living in Los Angeles from my hometown.
Wow.
I'm gonna keep it
Wow.
honest. Like I didn't have to look over my shoulder or you know
Yes.
feel like
Yes.
out to get me or to harm me
Yes.
or to
Yes.
I mean like it was just like a
Different.
so I was like, I'm never going to not go back. I'm always going to go back to Africa. I'm always going to once a year
Mm.
for the rest of my life. I'm going back.
Find somewhere and go to.
East going to be my next Ghana. I want to visit Nigeria once a year. I want to visit the motherland.
Somewhere.
Once a year, I'm going to go somewhere, South Africa, wherever. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yes.
just all the same way Muslims have to go to Mecca at least one time in their life is the same
Right.
of African descent need to go to
Mm.
motherland at least once.
Yes.
Sit around in these projects.
Mm. That's clear and not sweet.
Don't just sit and judge people outside of this country, and you haven't been there yet to really experience. How can you judge millions of people by the experience of one? You might have one bad experience with somebody, and you judge everybody. You
It's
know,
true.
Yeah,
That
and
is the
that takes
truth.
growth. And brother, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's why we have to be patient with each other because
Mm.
we all grew up differently. We all have different perspective.
Yes.
And that's why I'm not even
Yes.
mad at FBA when they come out they face and disrespect us. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's because they
Yes.
don't know any better. But we cannot publicly continue to be divisive against each other. You know what I mean? You reach out to them
Right. Yes.
privately, be like,
Yes.
hey, brother, I didn't agree with you, so and so. And it's up to them to respond to. It takes two.
Right.
We got to respond and
Right.
they got to sit down and we got to dialogue. We are people that
Mhm.
cannot be on emotion all the time. We got to
It's
strategize
true.
and be wise with our words and say, you know what? I understand that you and I are different, have differences, but we can work it out. We can talk it out. We can move forward. And that's what I want to see from our Black people this year. No matter where you're from,
yeah,
you
build a
sit
bridge.
down and you talk it out.
Yeah, and don't allow a label. Don't just because I call myself different, something different than what you call yourself. That doesn't mean
Right.
it's different. It just means you have a different worldview than me. But at
Yes.
some point, we can meet together. We don't have to agree on everything. I like what
No.
Yes.
Malcolm said. I like what Malcolm X said. He said, "Leave your God at the door when you come to
True.
this table. Leave with all your beliefs and all your ideologies. Leave that at the door, and let's sit down at the table and let's talk about what we can agree on. I don't want to talk to you about what we disagree on. When you come in,
Right.
you sit down. All we're doing is talking about what we can, what we can agree on, and the things that we can, because we all have the same issues. We all live in the same neighborhoods. We struggle with the same poverty issues. Regardless of what you call yourself or what version of God you believe in. Let's just leave that at the door for a minute and let's come together on a practical, with practical things like you said, building community, building businesses, reaching, doing business from here to Ghana, like with the brother with the clothing line or the shoes you said you wanted to do, like things like that don't
Yeah.
have to do with ideology. That has nothing to do with I'm FBA and you this. That's just business.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what we need
It
to.
has to do with life.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And
what.
life come before religion, before any label or anything.
Yeah, we're too
Life
focused
come first.
on beliefs. We're too focused on what the next person believes. And instead of focusing on what we.
You know, that they come from the schoolings that we went through, the institutions.
Mhm.
Because from from kindergarten, go straight up to college, it's all about competition. Who is getting the better grade? Who knows more? Who knows less? You know? Who is going according to the system? You know,
And
anyone who goes against what is said in the system, then they bring them down. You know, if someone goes against the lesson in the class, they bring him down, they make him seem stupid. So all of these things started in school. Yes, I. And one of the things that I had loved about the Rastafari movement is that in the beginning of Rastafari, we never sent our children them to school because we know the system is controlling the narrative of the school. And if you
Mhm.
send the children them to school, they are going to grow up with that narrative. You
Yeah,
see?
well, don't
And
even speak of that. Let me tell you something. Haiti right now doesn't even have a school system. There's 195 countries in the world, and Haiti is the only country that doesn't have a school system with the rich history that we have. As of December 22nd, the Ministry of Education department has been removed. Nobody knew. Nobody knew because
I
Haiti has
never knew
always
that.
been no, everyone has always been used. Haiti has always been used in the forefront for the resources, and because of the first free Black Republic, we were traumatized from the very beginning. And that's why
Hmm.
it's important that our Caribbean community, that our United States community, that our African community, that our Brazil has the largest Black population in the world.
Mhm.
Wow.
And many people may not even know that.
Nigeria. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so we have to, again, in the next 2 days, and this is my call to action because I do appreciate it, but I do we have to go. But I want to say thank you again for spending this time to really have this dialogue. In 2 days, on February 7th, we are going to have a new governance for Haiti. And so I am a policy analyst for the country of Haiti, which is why I'm giving you this information firsthand. Right now, a president, prime minister, there is 400 candidates right now that are vying for a position to run Haiti. But you know who doesn't have a seat at the table of Haiti? Is the youth. Is the
Wow.
youth. 15 million people in that country of the diaspora, and
Mm.
three-fourths of them are young people under the age of 35. Real talk.
Wow.
And they never had a
Wow.
voice in Haitian government. So we are working together to create a global youth council, and we'll talk more about it as the week come by. I'll give you a follow-up update on next week's show. But in 2 days, I want you to pay attention, study Haiti for just these 2 days, because then you'll understand how you can be part of a historic change. Because what we are creating with our team is a actual governance for the youth, where they're going to have a youth president, and that's never been done before in the history of Haiti. So I want you to be privy to that, and again, we'll follow up with you on some more updates on that. So February 7th is the transitional governance. We have 9 presidents in Haiti, that the United States, we call the United Snakes and CARICOM put together to rule Haiti. Haiti has never ran its own government since its our freedom in 1804. And a lot of people may not know that. And so when you do your portion. And if you have Haitian friends, if you have Haitian relatives, support them. Understand the real history of this first free Black Republic, because Haiti
Mm.
was the founding country of slave rebellion. That's why they're paying the price for it now, because we dared to fight our oppressors and we won. but because of it, it's a heavy price. So you see the third world country footage and you see the devastation of Haiti. It is by design. Haiti is one of the richest countries in the world. When they say it's the poorest country, they want you to believe that false narrative. It is not. It is rich in iridium, gold,
yes.
and all of that. That's why the oppressors are camping out there all throughout the country. Okay, Clinton Foundation. We're not going to go there because we can be here all night. But just to let you know, the change is coming and we want you to be a part of it. Give thanks.
Yeah, thanks. I'm definitely going to look into that.
Absolutely. I did leave the information for Black Power Radio. So please join us Sunday. It is a Zoom link. Last week we had Brother Umar Johnson, Ifatunde,
Yeah,
with
I
us
missed
last week.
it. I fell asleep and I woke up the next day and was like, "Oh my gosh! You told me he was coming, and I don't know how I missed it. When is he coming back on?"
So he'll be with us up at the end of the month. So he came to open up Black History with us and give us an update. A lot of people give him slack for the FDMG school, but let me tell you something.
Yeah, I saw
There's
that.
no other person.
So negative.
He is the primary Black psychologist in the nation. He helps so many families. And where is that book? Let me pull up this book. Here we go. So this year, when he came to Lamert Park a couple of years ago for Malik El-Shabazz Day, this book, Black Parent Advocate, you need to get it, family. Get it. This is the holy grail because this tells our Black parents where our children are in a school system that wants to diagnose them with ADHD and give them psychotic meds, and all of this stuff tells you how to contradict that, because our children are not born with ADHD. They just are the geniuses in which the system cannot tolerate, and how you combat that. So Dr. Umar, you know, we appreciate him. He's actually the Minister of Education for the Panther Party. A lot of people may not know that. This brother he just needs your support. And right now, the FDMG school, we're going to go virtual as well. If you are a teacher, if you are someone that gives trades, that teach in any type of capacity, contact Dr. Umar, because we're going to need your help in launching the school. And it's going to be a reality this year. Give thanks.
Looking forward to that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So on Sunday, when you're talking about the issue in Haiti, is there a way I could share my channel? That way it's streaming the same time you guys are streaming?
Absolutely. We invite every media outlet to come and join us. Just use your Zoom link and attach it to your network and let it get out in the airwaves, because we need everybody to know the update, because this is historic. That's going to happen in Haiti in the next 2 days. So we want everybody to be vigilant and to be aware of this historic change. It takes us. Yes, it takes all of us. All right. Well, I thank you, my sister. I thank you, Fridge.
Fox.
Lord Jesus. And I thank everyone. I'm sorry, my brother.
And thank you for being here, sis.
Yes, thank you for inviting me. And we look forward to collaborating next week. Let's do a follow-up.
And we'll have a part 2 on this too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. Peace and love.
All right. Bless your love to one another. Give thanks.
Give thanks. Rastafari.
Aye.
Yeah, so I think that we'll save the rest for part 2.
Yes, sir.
You know, I can pull up find some more speed interaction in Africa to keep bringing awareness. Like the sister was saying, we just got to keep banging on it, you know.
Yes, I love what he did, you know, because he's reaching the youths then. You know, because that's like what the brethren was saying when you went to Ethiopia. Before you got there, you had a train of thoughts in the back of your mind of the image of how Africa may look.
Yeah.
You see? But when you reach there, that image was erased. And this is what a lot of us was given when we were younger. And most of us don't realize that if we don't personally address and remove that image, it stays running in the background. And most of I, why they haven't left and come over to Africa is because that image is still running in the background.
Like
That narrative.
father.
Yes.
I didn't even know how much of it. I didn't know how confused I was of that image. I
Yes.
didn't know until I stepped off of the airplane and I looked around and I'm like, this is nothing like
What you imagine.
I've been thinking all of my life.
Yes.
You know, and I was just like, this is absolutely beautiful. Like I the minute I stepped off the plane, I want to leave. I'm like, I didn't even leave. I didn't even want to, before I even left the airport, I had already in my mind, like, this is not like, I don't even want to go home.
Wow.
You know, I felt that too in 2012 when I went to Ghana. Even though even though there was some ups and downs, overall,
Yes.
I said I could live here. It was just some arms. You feel the arms wrap around you. These invisible arms wrap around you. You know what I mean? Especially when I went to Cape Coast, to the slave dungeon. That right there was a whole new experience. Where you actually you're feeling the ancestral energy. That's why I think it's so important to go to those parts of Africa as well, because you get the real connection when you get to those castles and you get to those so-called slave castles. That's when that transmission comes down and the upload. You understand?
Right.
You feel reactivated, so now you're getting confirmation that you belong here. That's your confirmation. You know what I mean? It
Yes,
shows
sir.
you.
Yeah,
It
I
shows
felt
you.
like I belonged. And I'm not even from East Africa, right? I'm not from Ethiopia, but I felt like I belonged on that continent.
Right. The
You know?
landmass itself.
And the food, I got to talk about how good the food was. Like, that was actually real fruit. The fruit that we eat here is not real.
Yes.
The
Yes.
Tell them how sweet those pineapples are in Ghana.
Man, I was like, I have been fooled all of my life. Like and then I get depressed. Like when I left Ethiopia and I was coming across the Atlantic Ocean, I entered back into that bubble. I entered back into that field.
Yes.
I just got this heavy.
The weight, yes.
On my shoulders. I entered into over Canada. As soon as I got over Canada, I started feeling depressed. I started feeling, like upset. Like all of that happiness just left. But you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm back in here. It felt like I was back in a war zone. I felt like I was on the front lines of a war. That's what it felt like. It's been feeling like that since I've been back. And I've been yearning. My spirit, my soul has been yearning to go back to the continent. Like it's this overwhelming sensation. The need to want to go, the desire.
Yes.
You know, it's like overwhelming. I think about it every day, all day. You know what I mean? So it's like I definitely want to connect and have a connection with the motherland. I want to like do some business, like maybe, like what you mentioned. Like if you're there and we're here, that's what we need to connect and
collaborate, man.
Yeah, collaborate.
And a lot of good things can go on.
Yeah, so I'm just ready. It's time to. It's time for us to connect.
Right. Well, listen. I got to go now. Right now it's 4:02 in the morning. I gotta get some rest to get up early.
Exactly.
I give thanks. Yeah, I give thanks, Honorable Empress, for the invite, and I give thanks, Honorable Brethren, for the reasoning with the Honorable Doctor. I really love it. I love the reasoning and the topics that was brought up. And I'm looking forward, to being part of more of this.
Yes.
So
I'm always
thanks, man.
No doubt. And
Right.
give thanks for your time and your attention too. Thanks
Oh,
for
I
being.
give thanks. And royal blessings to you all families.
Yes,
You see
same
it?
to you. Likewise. Oh yes.
All right.
All right.
So
I'll keep
until
you
such
posted.
time, just link I for the next video, all right?
Yes. I'll keep you posted on Sunday vibes, so you can see how
All
they
right.
did it, the Black Power radio going.
Yeah. Send me
If you
the
like.
link to it to like Messenger or one of them.
Okay, I will. I
All right.
got you.
Give thanks, Honorable Empress. Blessed
Yes,
love.
give thanks. Peace and love.
Blessed love, King Man.
Love and gratitude.
Brother, see you soon.
All right. Blessed.